Okay, you're a writer. I'm a writer. Seriously, which is better for writers? The iPhone 15 Pro or a pencil? Hello, I'm William Gallagher, and this is 58 Keys, which, as ever, as always, is for writers like you and me who use and write with possibly pens. Also, Macs, iPhones, and iPads. That's the thing, really, of course. Do subscribe or support 58 Keys on Patreon because there is always so much to talk about, and it's always really serious. Apparently, any serious video must begin with an unboxing. So, yeah, strangely unsatisfying. I can't actually remember, by the way, but I don't. In all seriousness, I can't remember what those pencils cost me because I bought this box that you see there 3 years ago, just before COVID, at the Pencil Museum in... Nuts, where was it? Hang on. Hey, Iris, where's the Pencil Museum? Right, didn't work. Hang on. Hey, Iris, search the web for the Pencil Museum. Okay, more expensive pencils than I was expecting, but also a lot more variety, and they seem to be the online store seems to be mostly art pencils and things. Okay, let's forget that. Let's just how much does a regular pencil cost? Try Amazon. So call that £2 for 5 there, which is of course 40 pence, obviously, clearly. So 40 pence here in the UK, and the iPhone 15 Pro starts at £1,000, which means for the same price as the phone, you could buy 2,500 pencils. I don't know how much you can write with so let's find out. Iris, how much can you write with a pencil? Okay, not sure how accurate this is, but let's go with it. 45,000 words per pencil means that with 2,500 pencils you could write 112,500,000, I think. Yeah, all right, clearly, the pencil is better value than the phone. Although, hang on, Iris, how many words go on a piece of paper? I know what it is typed. I don't know handwritten. Yeah, okay, nobody knows handwritten, okay. Also, not a very satisfying thing. But, okay, roughly speaking, let's say the number of words you or I could handwrite on a piece of paper is a few. So for 112 odd million words, you'd need quite a few pieces of paper, and you see that's an extra expense. There's always a hidden cost, isn't it? Always. They get you. That's how they get you. Okay, but look what we just did. You and I looked up online answers to what we needed in the moment we needed them. We found that Pencil Museum, which I do recommend, by the way. Let me put a link to that in the description thing below. Okay, I also did some maths. That's all on me, really. You were doing it in your head. I was using PCalc, and let's not blame PCalc for my misreading of anything. All of this was being done, though, as I wrote the script for this edition of 58 Keys on this iPhone. And so that I could show you what I'm talking about, this same iPhone at the same time also screen recorded all of it while I did it, while I wrote it. And one last thing I'm even more embarrassed about than my maths. My handwriting. This is my handwriting. Tell me now that pencils beat iPhones, for me, anyway. Wait, there's more. I'm talking to you through an iPhone. I'm filming this with one, and all right, as it happens, I know I won't do this. I could also edit the same video on the same iPhone. Like I say, I won't. I mean, I've got a Mac. I'll use Final Cut Pro on the Mac, but you can, and I have. I've been on holiday editing videos on my phone. I'm having a really good time. Actually, sitting by a fire. But anyway, okay. Maybe you have surely you have better handwriting than I do. You can make better use of paper and pencil than I can. But even so, at some point, you're going to have to type up your writing, and I don't. I've already typed it. And like I say, in this case, I did everything on this iPhone 15 Pro, which I think means iPhones are marvellous for writers. I admit I would be telling myself that anyway because I've just spent a lot of money on this. But that money, I'm not blind. Well, I'm not blind to either my wounded bank balance or to things to dislike about the new iPhones. If you're going to dislike Apple as a whole, by the way, well, and then I suggest you start with the company's appalling anti-union measures. But as far as the phone itself goes, I have one problem, and it's this. This is the Action button, which is a big new feature of the iPhone 15 Pro. You've seen the iPhone 15 Pro advertised, you've seen this, but let me tell you again, so you can then see why it bothers me so. Action button. If you press and hold this down, you can have your phone immediately do something like starts recording an interview. And that's actually quite handy because after you and I talk, I'm off to interview somebody and I will do exactly that. Hang on, turn the microphone around to face them. Long press on the action button and I will be recording that interview. Reasonably sure I'm still recording this, yes. Actually, that also reminds me, I've got to drive to that interview. So I will be using maps on this iPhone plugged into my car. Let's see a pencil do that. The action button. Okay, I will record the interview, but instead of it just starting up the voice recorder, you can use this same button to open the camera. Well, actually to do a few different things that Apple provides, or to run a shortcut on the phone, which means long pressing your action button will then go do pretty much anything your iPhone can, and more, it will do it all one after another. One button, anything you want. You can have all of that and it is great. Or you can have the old mute switch. You can't have both. And since when I want to mute the phone, it tends to be that I'm in a hurry, having to now open up the phone, swipe down from Control Center, tap the new silent button and then swipe back up before I knock anything else on there and then put the phone away, well, that isn't terribly action oriented. It's not really what you'd call quick. I think what's going to happen is that you and I, we're going to end up making an action button that runs a shortcut, and then that shortcut will say, so do you want to mute the phone or do you want to do this other thing or one of these other things? Well, in that case, so much for a quick action button. It was different when action button came in on the watch, but it was a new button here. Here it's a replacement. And this thing annoys me because it didn't have to be this way. Like I said, Apple requires you to long press on the action button to do something. Surely it could have left it so that just a short press mutes or unmutes it. I'm really surprised how much that bothers me. But it means I can't, leave my phone in my pocket and know that I've just muted it. Not unless mute is the option I have chosen, the only option for the action button. But all right, let me tell you a nice thing then, right? Specifically, actually, this popped back into my head because we're speaking of pockets. Everyone who reviews the iPhone 15 Pro keeps saying that it is much lighter than previous iPhones. I was excited about this, got it out of the box. It's because the case is titanium instead of stainless steel, so I get it out of the box and I'm thinking, is it? I just couldn't see, I couldn't feel the difference until I had it in my pocket and it was so much lighter that I thought I'd left my iPhone behind. So that's good and scary in the same time. And all right, if I did have buyer's remorse in the week between ordering it and arriving, and that was actually what made me wonder how many pencils could I have bought instead this week, well, I have no regrets now. Every single thing I do, writing business, everything on this iPhone is noticeably faster and more responsive than the iPhone 13 Pro I used to rely on. Everything is. I mean, doubtless you get used to speed and things, but right now, every moment this is in my hand, I am reminded of how good it is. I mean, I like the feel of pencils as well, but pencils don't need reassurance about money. Look, can we just push the money a bit? So once you've paid it, once the pain is gone, it's over. Anyway, no, actually, I was going to say that's it, but no. I wrote the whole script for this edition of 58 Keys on my iPhone, and how long have we been talking? Can't tell. The script is 1,257 words, and that took me 44 minutes to write it. Now, if I'd been here at my Mac, I expect I would have written it faster, but you're thinking, it's not just typing speed. But I did all this on the phone, some in my living room, some in my car. I'm not going to say any on the loo because you might hear me. Anyway, let's leave that. That is it. Please let that be it for this edition of 58 Keys. Now, thank you very much for watching. Take care of yourself. Write more with a pencil, with an iPhone, whatever you need. Just get more written, and I will see you soon.